not know why I am doing this. Click the wrong thing there, but it's fine. I do not know why I'm going to do this. I don't know why. I don't know why. Oh, who am I kidding? I know why. I know why. I know exactly why. Am I still debating whether I should do it or not? Yes. Why am I letting these sorts of things get in the way? Because it's a want. It's a want. I have this other thing that I need, and this want will probably mess with this need, but I'll ever indulge in on needs, then it's just sad. Fine, we're doing this. We're doing this. We're doing this. Let's just hope she's home. Ah, yes. Oh, boy. Here we go. Ahoy there, sailor.
Hello? Oh, Cypher.
No one and only.
Didn't expect to see you again so soon.
I wasn't fully expecting to be back so soon either.
What's going on?
I'm just been up to my usual things. Various bits of exploration and other dangerous things.
Exciting.
What about you?
Uh, well, oh, interesting. Uh, you know that place you found me where I jumped out of that portal the other day?
Yes, I'd gone back and given it a look myself.
Yeah, Fate Seeker and I went there and kind of got our shit wrecked. So, been rebuilding and trying to swallow my pride since then.
Uh, yes, I did see the two beds.
Mm.
I assume things didn't go entirely well.
If you call us summoning about 6 wardens, not well, and dying about a dozen or half dozen times each, yeah, I would call that not well.
How much loss have you suffered because of these creatures?
Half my armor, all my tools, except for my trident. Fate Seeker managed to snag it before he was once again killed. But, you know, I'm wealthy enough that it wasn't a terrible blow, but I will have to rebuild stores and whatnot.
I see.
It's
Yes,
just
I
time.
yes, I had a run-in with just the one myself and barely got out.
You must have been more careful than us.
Well, careful and ingesting enough golden apples to make a
Uh,
golden block.
yeah, we didn't come prepared like that. I don't know what we thought we were getting ourselves into, but it wasn't that sort of loss and defeat. But glad you made it out better than we did. I imagine you actually got further into the city in that case than we.
I did a little bit. I was able to find some things.
Anything interesting?
Well, pieces of some sort of record. Some poor ancient soul's last moments. Probably by the same creature that brought you your own.
They sound just awful, those things.
Yeah, they do seem like something not of this world, but apparently they are.
News to me.
Well, perhaps we just weren't digging in the right places till now.
Perhaps. I don't know. Seems
Well,
odd the timing of it all, I suppose.
and it's understandable. Uh, you said you lost some of your armor and those such things.
Yeah, I've got very baseline netherite. I had an extra set. I'd like to be prepared, but that's about the stock that I have now is all I had left.
Well, it
Why?
does always pay to be prepared.
Well, I built an extra set of armor when we were dealing with you, so yeah, I'd say so.
Yes, that that's understandable.
Really? Where are
And
you going?
I guess you good to see you kept that.
The Wither Rose?
Yes.
That's pretty. Thank you.
Oh, don't thank me just yet. You can thank me after I give you those. To have
Uh,
always keep an extra set on you.
what?
Well,
Why?
you like to be prepared, don't you?
Yeah, but uh, I'm sorry, I'm confused. Why?
Well, I mean, there's portals everywhere, so I figure I might as well use them to get resources.
Uh, I. That's very kind. Why? Why would you give these to me out of the seeming kindness of your heart?
Well, I did come here to ask that you follow me somewhere so I can show you something, but I figured just doing that out of nowhere wouldn't be the most easy to believe.
Well, what's not easy to believe is you just leading me through the nether and not pushing me off of a one block bridge. So I've had my perception altered, I suppose, this week. But yeah, that helps. What do you need?
I just wanted to lead you somewhere, show you something. It's a distance through the nether, but I've made a path. Will you join me?
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
And before you ask, I am not in possession of my armor. I'm not here to
Okay.
pull any sort of tricks. Only defense I have is this sword and shield,
Okay.
which is more than enough for practiced individuals like us, but
Yeah, usually.
more so for, I guess, convincing.
You're a very strange individual, you know that?
I've been figuring that out about myself.
You don't.
Conveniently, it's actually along the path that I brought you back on.
Oh, somebody removed the doors there.
Those have been gone for a while. I don't know. Maybe somebody was just too lazy to build their own doors.
Perhaps. Iron is a somewhat valuable resource, especially with everybody getting beacons nowadays.
Those moss markers of yours have been holding up surprisingly well.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't burned yet, but maybe they're just moist enough not to.
I guess the dampness does help a little bit.
You like just stick it out in the nether often? They seem to always run into each other in here.
Well, when this is the only connection I have to people since I ran off, I tend to make a lot of lengthy jaunts,
Uh-huh.
specifically
And
along this path that I'm going to show you.
and that's how you found me, I imagine. Or ran into me.
Well, that was only a little bit of flight of fancy of mine, just venturing off somewhere random and building a portal to see if there's anything new around. That was only a lucky coincidence.
I hear a ton of Endermen.
Yes, we're right under one of those bluish-green forests.
They're pretty, if not confusing.
A lot of places in this hellscape are.
Quite the tunnel system you got going on.
Well, I did run pretty far.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it wasn't like Fate Seeker and I were gonna come after you. Well,
Well, like,
I might have.
and like you said, it pays to be prepared. And so, can't be too careful.
Who got you out, Cypher?
That I will still keep close to my chest, since I don't really want to betray that person's trust.
Alright. It was surprising. Is all, I guess.
That's understandable. Not like I made it a very public thing. I was hoping to, but not too many visitors.
That's, yeah. You know, kind of purposeful, I suppose.
And understandable, especially after the, well, I guess, parting of Undercity.
Mm.
Creatures always showing up when you least want them around.
At least one of us came prepared.
Well, I could always just run.
That's
I'm
true.
quite good at that.
Yes, you are. Lucky son of a bitch. When you fell when you did that first time we crossed paths in the nether.
Yes, that was a very lucky break. and a pretty painful break.
How are your ankles feeling after that?
It's been a while, they've recovered.
Hmm.
Just through here.
Another fortress, I see.
Not really. This is it. Just a nice view.
Oh, hang on 1 second. Where is it? I just heard it.
Yes, this is it, I guess. Well, that end. Little accompanying music. It's a very nice view.
It is. I have this disc. I found it in a spawner room. What do you want?
I've been very focused on things. And I won't sugarcoat things. I don't plan to stay long. Fucking phantoms.
You don't plan to stay long. What does that mean?
I'm going to try something eventually that, I'll be honest, will either work or kill me.
And what is the point in doing that?
So that I don't have to be under anybody's control.
You're not.
I've already voiced my displeasure of the gods many times, and having someone preside over me with that kind of power is something that I hate a great deal.
Allows you to live recklessly.
As long as I follow someone else's plan. Step out of line a little bit too much in the wrong direction. Who knows? And so I'm crafting something that will either go perfectly or horribly wrong. Either way, I probably won't be around much longer.
And so you're looking for company?
I know that if this works, wherever I end up, I will be alone with myself. I'll probably be the only sentient, thinking, speaking creature, for as far as I can see. And in that solitude, all I'll really have is myself and my memories. So, this is difficult to say, but I wanted at least one good memory where I wasn't running or fighting or tricking or doing something to annoy someone. And you said once that maybe in another life we could have been friends.
Mm-hmm.
So I figure I might as well at least have one memory where, or at least pretending that's the case.
Mm. If you can't have the reality you want, bring the reality you want to you. I get
It's
that.
it's it's a little sad and very selfish, but
Oh,
at least I gave you a little something that you could gain from it.
there's ain't nothing selfish about giving somebody 5 netherite ingots and then watching the sunrise with them in the mountains.
Oh, when you put it like that.
Thank you.
I'm sure you've noticed the state my body's in right now.
Looking a little rough. You're being torn in two.
I will probably do some things soon that I'll probably regret later. But I wanted to at least have this one thing that I didn't regret doing.
I'll
And,
take not being your one regret or many regret with pleasure.
and if it's at all possible, make one last request.
Depends on what the request is.
Well, I'm sure it's one you can get behind.
Mm.
It's partially fueled by the ingots I gave you, but don't die.
I can get behind that.
I thought you would.
I tell you what, this is not how I thought my day was gonna go.
It almost didn't. I almost talked myself out of it.
Almost talked yourself out of one good memory in this slew of shit that you have gone through while being here.
Well, I would be remiss to say that I didn't cause most of that myself.
Yeah, yeah. I think you're right, you know. I think the gods are hiding something from us.
Everybody who tries to hide something.
Mm,
It's just what it is they're hiding that defines them.
suppose. Well, don't wander off too quickly.
Well, I wasn't planning to, but probably not for any good reasons. I do still plan to go through with what I told you about. At the very
Yeah,
least, try.
I would hazard to ask what you plan to do, but I know you wouldn't tell me. So,
Probably not. But at the very least, I'll. I'll just say whatever I end up doing. I'm sorry.
apology preemptively accepted?
I wouldn't accept it too soon. See what I
Fair
do
enough.
first.
I
Then,
rescind my offer.
and at the very least, thank you for this.
You made it happen, not me, but you're welcome anyway.
Well, you could have very easily refused.
That's true, but curiosity killed the cat and satisfaction brought it back, all that.
Do you think this little excursion would have brought the cat back?
Oh, I think so. I think this has been very satisfying.
It's good to hear I'm not the only one that feels that way.
Well, I should probably get back to building my bar, unless there's something else you want to get to or talk about out here.
No, I don't. So I'll probably stay out here a little bit longer. Just bask in the moment a little longer, I suppose.
Oh, sure, sure, sure. Yeah, I'll try to find my way back through the nether. You might have to come help me, I won't lie.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind giving a quick guide back.
I think I can make it. Don't worry about it, Cypher.
Well, was another thing that I was debating showing you, but I think
Oh,
with this experience, I think I feel comfortable enough showing it.
interesting. Color me intrigued. Oh yeah, see, I would have walked the wrong direction immediately.
That's fair enough. I did make a couple markers, but
Coordinates are wonderful things. The Nether is
very
not my main
true.
squeeze. I am an overworld adventurer.
That is very understandable.
Creature of the sea and the sand, not the fire and the brimstone.
I guess that's one of the many ways we differ.
Mm, fire and ice. Or fire and water, I guess. Found any bastions out here?
I haven't run into any. Run into another fortress. Also think you picked up one of those bits of netherrack.
I sure did. I just have a stellar memory to remember exactly where you go.
I've well, running through it dozens of times will get it pretty solidly in your memory, but just through here. And I guess welcome to my home.
Oh, holy sheep.
Yes, say hello to Ruffle. This is Greg. Uh, Ruffle is probably in my room. They like to wander in there. And Finley, no, Finnegan. Wait, is it Finley or always Finley and Gilligan? I always get those two mixed up. And Scalcifer, as well as Sif.
Wow.
Oh, there's Puffle.
You got a hell of an operation going on here.
Well, I like to. Well, since I'm on the run, it's easier to keep myself company with some less than talkative creatures.
Moss gave you a pride flag.
Yes, I make use of their arms, and they were around when I was. And they've never really been one to judge based on past deeds. But my home wasn't exactly all that I wanted to show you.
Holy cave.
Oh, yes. I was very lucky in finding this place. Down we go.
Got any wardens down there?
No, I've thoroughly explored and haven't found anything in that sort of nature. And that
What is that?
that is something that we don't need to pay mind to just yet.
You got a
That's
beacon in there.
that's for later.
Hmm.
What I'm showing is even further down.
I'm glad I have feather falling. Ouch.
And as you can see, these caves do stretch on for quite some distance.
Yeah, holy.
It was very handy in helping get myself back on my feet.
Resources galore, I bet.
Quite a vast amount. I guess harkening back to what you said about you being water and me being fire. I guess to fit that theme, I first showed you water, that snowy mountain and lake. Now here's my fire.
That must have taken forever.
A lot of time and a lot of sand.
Uh-huh.
And this
How
cave
many
is.
times you die building it?
Oh, I'm very careful.
Mm.
And stretches quite far upwards, too.
Yeah, oh, there's a mine up there.
As I gave that a cursory glance at a waterfall dripping down, thought I might as well climb it, see what's above.
This is massive.
If I had found this before I found that little amethyst pocket, I might have built that home here.
Mm. You could always move it, I suppose.
Well, I don't really want to go to that much trouble when I'm already going to be moving myself to somewhere even further away.
Fair. I miss my old bow. It's sort of like a dark beauty here.
I hazard to agree,
Mm.
since this is technically of their creation.
Hmm.
But I'm not so prideful as to not appreciate beautiful things.
What a cave. My goodness. Do you want to leave this place?
When I first came to this place, I was lost and angry.
Mm-hmm.
But now I know what it is that I want to do. I just want to be somewhere where I know someone else can't hold something over me, hold dominion over my person, my soul. And
That's
so
fair.
as much as I appreciate the great many sights this world has to offer, and some of the people as well, I'm not backing down from whatever it is happens to me when I follow through, whether it be death or solitude, which probably won't be entirely too different. Whatever it is,
Yeah.
I will welcome it with open arms.
There's something brave about that.
Maybe, but I'm less focused on the repercussions and context of the decision, and more so whatever the result may be.
Be interesting one way or another.
I guess we'll
Maybe send me a letter before you actually decide to do it. That way, when you just disappear one day, I'll know what happened.
don't worry. When everything is ready, I plan to invite as many people as I can.
Oh boy.
I
Little
might,
exhibitionist, are we?
I might have changed a little bit and gone from angry to unstable to maybe a bit more calm, but what hasn't changed is that I do still love to put on a good show.
That is fair. Well, yeah, I'll RVSP.
Don't worry, I have a letter written. I'll most likely give it to you since you're probably the most connected to a decent amount of people. And if I just went around saying, hey, look
Oh,
at this letter, might not be the most.
you think I'm connected to the most people? Jeez.
Well,
Somebody hasn't been paying attention.
I am connected, but I don't know how much people would take me at my word. We'll put it at that. You're
Do you know
much
how
more.
many people would take me at my fucking word, Cypher?
You might be intimidating, but you're at least honest.
Sure, yeah. Honesty, blatant, blunt honesty doesn't make you many friends, as I have found. So,
But people will take you at your word.
sure. Yeah, I can do that if you want to give me the letter. If it's ready now, I'll get to it at some point, I imagine, but it doesn't have to be this second.
No, I'll wait. Timing is always key, and wouldn't want you would want the dramatic reading to be disingenuous, would I?
Mm, no, I suppose not. Huh. Well, your home in your villain cave is lovely.
That is a word for it. And I don't mind playing the role.
Mm.
At least playing it for my own interests, not to fit a story that someone else has written.
Okay. I could wander here for hours. Oh, a
But,
zombie villager.
well, you can wander here for hours. I have first-hand experience in doing just that.
Mm. Do you think you've explored it all?
Not even close.
I don't think caves end in this world. They just stretch forever and ever.
I would say sort of like how rivers always return back to the ocean, but that isn't always true.
Not always.
But
Sometimes they go to lakes.
that is fair.
Where did you go?
Up the waterfall, up this way.
Yes.
Don't worry, we'll go back to that eventually, when the time's right.
I love the little tropical fish floating in your waterfall.
I do too, though. What isn't fun is sometimes finding them on the ground.
Oh, poor things.
Now it seems like Puffle's going wandering.
Do they always return home?
Well, they haven't really left that much. They usually tend to stick around my own room. I like it in there.
Well, you've got a lovely home. I may have pissed off Greg.
I'm sure he'll come down eventually.
I'm sorry. I'll
No
just go.
Of course. And I'm sure you can find your way back from here. It's a pretty straight shot back to the basalt area.
I just go up somewhere here, right?
Up and then down that way, and
This seems
maybe I should just walk
correct.
with you.
It's just a lot of red and a lot of heat and in full armor, you know, you just get confused and heat stroke really be a bitch.
That is fair enough. I guess I'm just a bit more used to it. And in fairness, I did build these tunnels.
That's true, yeah. Muscle memory.
Again, though, thank you. I half expected you to see me in your town and just tell me to leave.
I'll come now. I only do that with people who really deserve it.
You really know how to twist the heartstrings when you want to, don't you?
Sure. I just know what makes people tick most of the time.
And it's just that way.
I
Back
called you
across.
being dangerous. Oh, get out of here.
This is the one annoying part about this area.
Why are there so many?
I don't really know. Used to be almost a breeding ground for them. It does make it quite annoying to pass through here so often.
No kidding. Hey.
And then from here, I'm pretty sure you remember last time I
Oh,
brought you
yeah,
back.
no. I'm good from here. But thanks for the adventure. Don't forget your music disc, because I'm fairly certain it's still in that jukebox way out wherever we were.
That's fine. I was actually able to find a couple others just like it in that city.
Huh. Interesting. Well, take care of yourself, Cypher. I'll see you around. At least for a little while longer, I imagine.
Probably, though. I can't guarantee it will be as pleasant an experience next time.
Promises, promises.
I know. I know not to threaten you with a good time.
Too late for that. Adieu,
Yeah.
Cypher.
Good luck. I really am an idiot, aren't I? But I guess that is what makes me mortal. Is that while I might be an idiot, at the very least I can admit that to myself. I can admit my faults and flaws. Though, with my present appearance, human might not be your first guess. That's fine. I don't mind being labeled monster, or schemer, or villain, or maybe even, depending on the visual comparisons, some might even call me an ender creature. And I guess at this point I am at least somewhat connected in that way. At the very least, I got that out of the way. I have my one little spark of a good memory. Have my one good thing that I can remember. After a few other things have been sullied. I have my one thing. Now I just need to figure out how to leave them with one bad thing.